Yo, YouTube, it's your boy Mauricio, and we back up here with an R15 update. Listen, if y'all don't recall what I made a few days ago, like a few weeks ago, actually, I think the video has been possibly a month up. But if y'all don't know R15 is one of my favorite rom-coms to ever come out. I think it actually is my favorite rom-com at this moment, and I just wanted to give up a little update about what's going on within the next volume. It's up to like volume 9 or 8, like in the actual like scenery of things. So obviously there's a lot more things to it than what we know. But hey, we here. So first thing I wanted to say was the real best girl. Hey, she made her fucking move. I am surprised. I am surprised. Everybody was basically going on to a camping trip. It's what the club normally do. Everybody, including the advisor, to the senpai, to Fuyumi, to Ina, to Ama. So all of them was basically going to this hot spring or like this little campsite that had hot springs or whatever. So the advisor was on the train with them, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a train. So they was on the train, and the advisor was like, "Please do not be out during the shooting star because I hate high school couples." And it says that if two students are there and they're under the stars, they end up being in love with each other for like the rest of their lives or whatever. They end up getting married or something like that. So that's why she didn't want them to be out at least around that time with each other. So around this time, we see the campers, which is them having fun. They're having a lot of fun around the campsite. They're doing a lot of extraordinary activities that they normally don't get to do within the club room because everything is just based on watching movies over and over and over. Whereas this one, they either watching movies outside, they cooking for each other, they having fun, they get to know and relate more about each other while also experiencing the outdoors, which can be a fun experience. As this was going on, Ina asked for help, or almost said she needed help with something. Then Ina came up and basically told her, "Oh, I got you. I can help you. This and that." Blah blah blah. So they on a little walkway. They told Kanako to just go away. Basically, they said you just watch the site. Whereas for Yumi went with that advisor to go to the grocery store with her to get her some supplies. So as everything was going on, everybody going their separate ways. Ina had the confidence to tell Amo that she's going to confess to Fuyumi that she's in love with him, she likes him, whatever. So the reason why she fell in love with him, or why she started to feel this way towards him, is because Fuyumi had no issue stepping up for everybody and trying to make everybody feel better and feel comfortable so they get to enjoy something that he enjoys and fully cherishes. Amo joined the club to learn more about erotic things, but in the midst of all that, Fuyumi gained a friend and somebody to talk to, and also helped her join the club fully while talking to her mom and explaining things that her mom don't want her to see, or just making sure that he's a good enough person to be around so they can feel comfortable enough to lean on him, to talk to him, to embrace him, basically. And he had no friends before this turn. Amo was really the most important person to him. Ina came around, she needed help creating a new script because the other person, which is the other senpai, which is in the same grade as Kanako, they wanted her to be naked basically in the film. They wanted her to be recorded naked. And she was like, "No, I'm not going with that." But the jit just had evil eyes. So regardless of how good the script really was, he was always gonna just use his script and throw away Fuyumi's and like the other club script. During this time, Fuyumi helped a lot of people. So once the script was denied, Fuyumi seen Ina sitting around just crying. He's like, "What's wrong?" Basically, he's out. It's like late night, by the way. He's out basically trying to get his sister some food, but things subsided. So while in the midst of all of these things, he's out there and he's just listening to Ina rant. He heard the shit that they was trying to make her do, and he was like, "What the heck kind of stuff is that?" So what he did was, and what he said was, "It's better for you to have a worse night of you going to the movies rather than you having a worse night listening to and distrusting somebody that you thought was there for you." So basically, all her belief in her trust, which was in the senpai, which really changed her and helped her like throughout a little bit of high school, because he wanted her to do something that she was not comfortable with. First, it was Kanako that was trying to tell him that he's in the wrong. Kanako stumbled on her words and she got trapped, and it just basically went wrong. Then Amo tried to say something. It was far from right. Then Fuyumi stepped up and he really got on his ass. So he made him look at himself like as a director and said, "You were nothing but a B-ranked director. You're not gonna be anything. Basically, you're not willing to actually do anything for your movie. Stop trying to have anybody else, and stop trying to pick on somebody that was always lonely." Basically, what was said, and her seeing that, and her seeing him step up to for her, it really embraced like the love and the differences that they had, and she enjoyed the time that she spent in the club, and she really enjoyed her time that she spent with him. Talking about So as these things are going on, you can see Fuyumi is actually gaining attraction within the people from the club because they're actually like looking up to him and like appreciating him for who he is. Back to the confession. So that's what she told Amo, that she was in love with Fuyumi. She's most likely gonna confess to him under the stars. We go into the thoughts of Amo. Amo was like, "Whoa, I don't know. Should I have said something about my feelings? This and that, blah blah blah." And you could really see where it's weighing down on Amo, and she's just like, "Wow." Regardless of what the answer is, she's still gonna do it. She's gonna get off her chest, and I respect her for that. But I don't even know if I can do it. I don't even know if I really am in love with him. Before the trip really happened, she Amo was on the phone with somebody. I think it was one of her friends, and they pointed out that she was like in love, or she likes Fuyumi. They go into a hot spring, and then Kanako come in, and they like, "Oh, Kanako is very beautiful." Ina, Amo still talking, they still chatting. Ina basically asks Amo to push everybody away, or like keep the senpai and the sensei, which is the club advisor, to just keep them away, keep them separated from everything going on, because she wanted to have one-on-one time with Fuyumi. Fuyumi's the only boy in this club, at least at this moment. So that's what I was saying. So he's the only boy in this club, and so basically he's waiting outside for them. All right. So then, what happened was Sensei and the senpai basically had like this little competition, because I ain't gonna lie, the club advisor was kind of tripping on us. And she's like, "Oh, they got a sauna. Let's go. Let's challenge." She wasn't like, Kanako was in there for like a few minutes, and she immediately got out. She was not trying to deal with that bullshit. As almost kind of in her head still, she looked at the sensei, because the sensei was back out to the water, and she's like, "What happened? Where's Kanako?" "Oh, she been left." And then she was like, "Yeah, you win for me." So then Fuyumi outside, and basically he's basically interpreting that if anybody see him, they gonna see him or view him as a creep, because he looks weird. It's only one dude really waiting out here, and these girls don't know what's going on. So two people was coming by, and he's like, "Oh, he looks suspicious." He banged his head against a wall for no reason, and they was like, "Oh yeah, let's call the cops." But somebody said, "Oh, I know him. Don't worry." We thinking that it's Ina. Whole time it's Kanako. So we like, "Whoa, hold on, time out." At least the readers is like, "Whoa, hold up. She making an appearance? She doing this? Hold up." There was the dude that tried to get the original translator off the manga. Fuck you, my nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that. That translation shit is serious. That's how some people make their money. That's how some people do their fun. Don't try to fuck up his bag. Don't do it. Just go find your own thing, bro. Nako is talking Fuyumi. Ina's right there waiting for Kanako to basically like stop talking to him so she could get like a one-on-one chance. Whole time. So basically Kanako was over there like, "Oh, I couldn't leave my cute kohai," or how do you want to say, like the younger, the lower classman, couldn't leave my cute younger classman out here by himself. And she was like she was kind of like teasing him in a way. "Oh, do I look cute in glasses or whatever?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So he was trying to play a lot of things off, and then it got to a certain point where she was basically trying to talk about the Yumiki thing. I think that's the dude name. If that's not the dude name, I would leave a comment or editor's note up there, top left. So she was basically like, "Yeah, I couldn't really do anything I really wanted to do as a senpai, but it was really nice to see my kohai growing up, me seeing them do the things that they do, and it's really, really nice to see these kinds of things." Then she said to him, "You look kind of cool." And normally when Japanese people say that, at least like in the translation, it means like it's a kind of affection thing in some kind of way. He was like, "What?" The whole time he was just surprised. But Kanako was basically saying she was scared of the whole situation because of how his face looked, how he determined he looked, how weird he looked. Basically, the other senpai, when it came down to Ina and him wanting her to be recorded for the movie. So they was just like, so she was just, she wanted to take the lead, but she couldn't take it because she felt so scared. And Fuyumi was like, "What? You scared?" Because if y'all don't know, she's asphyxiated with horror movies and all that. Called him like cool like 2-3 times, and his face is like bloodshot red, like blushing hard as fuck. Then We come to the middle of the end of the chapter where Amo sees Ina and she's like, "What are you doing? You know what's going on?" Oh, they've been talking for a little minute. This and that, blah blah blah. Kanako seeing them there, so they're like, "Oh, hey guys, whatever." And by the way, while in the midst of them talking, while Ina was there waiting, this is before Amo got here. I forgot to mention this. This is actually the biggest part. So remember how I talked about the shooting star earlier? The shooting star went over for Yumi and Kanako in the midst of them talking. So Ina did this little funny face, bro, and she was just like, "Wow, really?" Ina was like, "Yeah." Amo was like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I made you miss out on your chance of talking to Yumi one-on-one while the shooting star was out. I'm sorry." She was like, "Oh, it's cool. It's fine. It's not your fault." Amo asked her, she's still gonna confess it. She was like, "Yeah, the shooting star would have like made me feel more courage, but need that. I'm still gonna let him know about my feelings." And when she said that, she was kind of caught off guard. Like Amo was kind of caught off guard. She was like, "Wow, she's really brave." Like the fact that she could do that while not having that sense of push, that sense of urge, because of the shooting star, it's still wanting her to still wanting to confess. That was really brave in Amo's eyes. So she was like, "Oh, wow." So then Amo was up there late night by herself. She's over there basically contemplating, thinking, do she really like Yumi? Amo starts to break down. You like, why is she breaking down? She's breaking down because she realized that she's really in love with him, or she really likes him. And her friends like him, basically, because of how great of a person he is, because of how much he asserts himself, because of how much they push through situations because of him, and how nice of a person he really is on the inside. Even though he looked like a dick, he's really the nicest person, most caring person that they possibly ever met.
Need you to come my way. I'm going out my mind. Dirty MG, they blue. How many at one time? What you said gotta be true. You was all on my mind. Wherever I go, they go. Too many at one time.